Okay, hello everybody. Okay, so there's a case that has been brought to my attention. It's on a 15-year-old boy, Quawan Bobby Charles, 15 years old. He went missing October 30th, and his body was found, I'm seeing, November 3rd. Okay, so apparently there is a lot of things that have happened around this. I don't know much on it. I will go into, I wasn't given much in the email either, but I will go online after the read and see what we can find out more about this case. Okay, so apparently he's 15 years old and his body was found in a field, some kind of field, on November 3rd. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get into this. I'm going to give the cards a good shuffle. So I'm going to ask, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you are made aware of when I do these reads and do updated reads, go live, etc. And please give me a like there on this video, because that helps with the algorithm and helps with others being able to find the video too. Okay. Also, to let you guys know again, I believe the zip-up hoodies and sweatshirts are available still for the next week. So if you do want one of those, I will put the description for the link down below. And also, feel free to share this video, you guys, out on any social media pages regarding Quawan Bobby Charles, because there may be some things in here that are going to help figure out exactly what happened with this child. Okay, so we're going to get into this. We're going to ask, and that was me already. Oh. Sorry guys, that was me that did that. My cards are starting to come apart here. They're getting old. Okay, so we're going to ask my ancestors to connect with Quawan Bobby Charles, guardian angels, spirit guides. I ask for Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, please come during this read to help my ancestors with finding out the situation regarding Quawan Bobby Charles. Okay. Quawan, if you can help us with your read, this is dedicated just to you, child, so we can figure out what happened to you. Ancestors to connect with Quawan Bobby Charles for a situation regarding his murder, his disappearance, his death. Okay. So this is a situation. Okay, so in the main part of the situation, this is the main part. This is what we got to look into deeper, and this is in the secret position. So in the main part of the situation, which is what he is going to let us know what happened. The rest of this is going to give us clarification on what happened. Okay, so he's talking about when he was alive. Okay, so this is going to be leading up to his death. This is actually very powerful when it comes out in the first set of cards, okay? In the position that we got to look into deeper, he is talking about a liar, okay? So there's somebody lying about something. And in the secret position, we've got 3. Okay, so something about 3. Now this could be three people, 3 days, could be a day, could be 3 years, 3 days, 3 years, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. It could be a collaboration of 3. 3 also is results of decisions made. It means a lot of things, so it's all going to depend on what comes out around it. It's going to let us know what the significance of these cards are. Okay, so that's why once we get the main cards out, which are the strongest cards, I believe, then we go in for clarification on these cards. Okay, so I'm asking the ancestors now. See, this is just me, you guys. And like I said, if you guys know my reads, if cards fly out of the deck, I believe it's the person that I am reading has something that they want to say that they don't think is going to come out in the read. But these here are just me being clumsy. I'm very clumsy this morning. My hands are, I had to go out and shovel. My hands are still a little cold and frozen, so. Okay. So ask the ancestors to go in for the messages regarding the death of Quawan Bobby Charles. If you can tell us the messages, what happened? What happened with Quawan Bobby Charles? Ask my ancestors to connect with Quawan. Please help us to understand what happened to you. Why were you found dead? What caused you? Again, that's me, you guys. What caused your death? Is anybody involved? Just any information that you can give us. Again, I'm going to apologize, you guys. As my hands warm up, it'll get a little better here. As for the messages regarding Quawan Bobby Charles. What up to your death, Quawan? What happened? What happened to you? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move this down so you guys can see all the cards. Just check my camera to make sure you can see them all. Okay. Okay, so at the head, you guys, I am getting the child. Now this is at the head, okay? This connects this way. Like I said, this is the main part of the situation here. All this here, the connection here is all just going to give us more information on the main part and clarify things, okay? And it's going to let us know what we got to look into deeper, and this is in the secret position. So right in the head, I get that there's another child involved in this, or a childlike person, okay? But he's talking about a child. There's something about a thank you. The water element describes deep emotional feelings. And he's talking about when he was still alive. So, what I'm getting before we get into these, I'm going to tell you what I'm getting right away from here. I'm getting him thanking this childlike figure for something, some kind of asset. Now, the asset doesn't have to be, like, I know he's only 15, okay? So I don't know what this is. Obviously, he doesn't have a house or a car or probably have a lot of money. at 15 years old, unless he's got a little part-time job or something. So this is something. This represents something. So I believe he is thanking this child who's at the head. So this is all going to revolve around this child. He's thanking this child for something, some kind of asset. Okay? And whatever this asset is, they're talking about some deep emotional connection to this. Okay? And he's talking about when he was alive. So I don't know. From what I'm seeing, he's thanking this child for whatever this is that was, I think this child gave to him. But something happened. Something happened with this. Because I see a deep connection. So maybe whatever he is thanking this child for, that I believe he either bought from this child or was given by this child, there's some kind of emotional connection to it, okay? And the water element also talks about cleaning things up, cleaning things. So I don't know where this is going to go, but right now this is what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing him saying that this childlike person is lying. Okay, so with where we got to look into deeper, this is what I just said. Again, this child is the connection to all of this. Whoever this child is or childlike person. It has to do with an asset. And I believe that Quawan maybe have bought something from this other child. And I know they were 15, so a child is anybody under the age of 18 or somebody who acts younger than what they are, okay? It's something to do with either something Quawan bought or was given, okay? Because I see him saying thank you to this childlike person or child regarding this asset. But he's also saying now that this person is a liar, is lying about something. So maybe he didn't pay everything he was supposed to pay, or I don't know right now. But he's talking about when he was alive. This happened, okay? So let's go into the secret position. The secret position deals with what is not known yet, okay? Or hasn't come to light yet. Again, like I said, this connects this way, it connects this way, and it connects this way. So again, with this child, something about free. So I don't know if I don't know how this free fits in. Maybe it has to do with whatever this asset is. Maybe Quawan was supposed to... Maybe he was told that he was giving him something, but then decided he wanted money for it. That's why it's a lie. I don't know. But that's why we go in for clarification. When I get this, it usually means like he's free from everything. But I'm getting a very strong connection to this. Okay? Okay, and I also get the suicide card. Now, generally this talks about somebody's... It can be a suicide. Or it could be talking about somebody's mental health. But I'm not getting that with this reading. I'm getting that this is all, so I'm getting it strong. That's why I'm getting the strong emotional feelings here. I think that whoever this is wanted to be free of him. and tried to make his death look like a suicide. That's what I'm seeing right now. And I get the 3. So something about the number 3. So this could mean faulty decisions. It could mean 3 people were involved. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 3 of something he's talking about. From what I'm seeing right now, this child or childlike person wanted just to be free of Quawan. Tried to make his death look like a suicide. So I would look for that. I think there will be signs of this. Almost looking like a suicide, but there's going to be something there. Because it wasn't a suicide. No. The child wanted to be free of Quawan. Okay? This tells me a story. Like I said, this is the main part of the situation. Okay? And the main part is telling me it's a child or childlike figure that was involved. Okay? Somebody that he had thanked for assets, for something. Then it talks about deep emotional feelings and them being cleaned up. And this is when he was alive. That this person is also lying, or is known as a liar. This person now wants to be free of this. Made it look like a suicide. And there's something with the number 3. So this is why we go in for clarification on this, you guys. So right now, I'm going to move this up. And we're going to look at this. Because this is a situation, okay? It's the overall situation. And we're going to get clarification on that first. So asking the ancestors, please connect with Quawan to give us more information, give us clarification on the situation. These 3 bottom cards to help us to understand what happened to him. Okay, so what we get now, and this is the situation, so we're reading it this way right now, okay? There was some kind of distraction, okay, when he was alive. There was some kind of distraction that this perpetrator used, okay? Maybe to get Quawan alone. There was some kind of distraction from this perpetrator to get Quawan alone. Or to get him away from where he was. Okay? You see this liar in between worlds? This is kind of troubling. Because between worlds tells me about double standards. Undecided in things. A double life. So this liar, he's describing this liar. This liar almost like undecided on a lot of things, and I think, but leads a double life. Undecided. I'm getting double standards and undecided to do with this. Okay. Again, I'm getting the perpetrator. Okay. and the number 3. This is in the secret position, so don't forget this does all connect. So I'm getting that the perpetrator is this child. This is in the secret position. This has not come to light yet. This has not been found out yet. Don't forget, this all connects. This connects this way, and this way. So in the secret position, I'm getting the number 3 and a perpetrator. Okay? There's no suicide when there's a perpetrator. Okay? Unless I get cards that come out that show me that the perpetrator helped with a suicide. Okay? And I haven't got that yet. So, because this is coming out here, the perpetrator caused a distraction because the perpetrator, who's also a liar, who's also a childlike figure or a child, which means anybody under the age of 18, is also a liar and is undecided or was undecided about things. And I think it had to do with this. Okay? And the number 3. So I don't know if there was 2 other people involved in this, but the number 3 is significant with this perpetrator. This perpetrator wanted to be free of Quawan, okay? And I'm still going to say right now, unless there's something else that comes out, I'm going to say that this perpetrator has tried to make Quawan's death look like a suicide. Okay? So I'm going to go now into clarification on the messages, which are these cards up here, okay? The ancestors to connect with Quawan, Charles. Clarification into the messages regarding the death of Quawan, Bobby, Charles. Please tell us, please clarify with these cards what happened to you, Quawan. Okay. Okay. So, what I have, now these are the clarification cards. This is where we're going to get a lot of information, okay, you guys? So, I get that this childlike figure is somebody either from his neighborhood, somebody who lived beside him, or somebody that he hung around with a lot. This is somebody he knew. Okay? This is somebody he knew. He is telling us that this person that he talks about, that he said thank you to, was a male. Okay? So it had to do with this child or childlike person who is a male that he knew, that he hung around with. Okay, so I'm going to say that this is a male child. He's talking about somebody that he knew. This was not a stranger. Somebody that he knew, that he hung around with from the neighborhood, that he thanked for whatever this is, whatever this asset is, that this was over. He thanked this male for that asset. Okay? Now, I get the deep emotional feelings and something being cleaned, okay? It's being cleaned with water, something being cleaned up. Something happened where Quawan started, I think, yelling for help, or knew that he was in a position now or in a situation where he needed help, okay? And I'm still getting that when he was alive, there was some kind of distraction that this child made to get Quawan alone. Yep. This child caused the distraction. I'm now getting a female. Okay, so I know who this child is now. This child is this male. I don't know how this female is fitting in with this child, because this is what is in the secret position. The perpetrator, I'm now getting, is female, but is somehow connected to this male child. Okay? This top part is all connecting to, okay? This female is connected to this male child, okay? I believe it's this female. See the angel card and the suicide? This female wanted to be free from this. This female has something to do with it. So that's why I could be getting the number 3. But the 3 is still significant with the perpetrator. I'm getting the perpetrator. Is female. But the female is connected somehow to this male child. They made his death look like a suicide. Okay, let's go in here. Again, the male child that he was friends with, hung with, from the neighborhood, could have lived next door, could have lived across the street, or just from the neighborhood, or this could be just somebody that he was hanging around with. It is the male that he said thank you to for whatever this asset is, okay? The dark tells us about things being not only covered up, but hidden from people. And I see this here with the liar. The liar is still sticking with this child, the male, and I believe the female. They're lying and covering this up. They're keeping this hidden. Okay, they were undecided. So I don't know what this was that he bought or was given from this child or female. I don't know. This female is somehow connected to this male child. That's might be why I'm getting the 3. But I'm getting the perpetrator was the female. The female is somehow connected to this male child. Okay, let's go in for... what did they do? What did they do? This... okay. This... I'm going to ask the ancestors. This female and this... that's connected to this male child. Or this male child. What did they do to Quawan? What did they do to him? What did they do to Quawan? I'll ask my ancestors. Quawan, please connect with my ancestors. What did they do? How did they make this look like a suicide? What did they do to you, Quawan? Okay. Whew. Okay. So when I asked what this female and this male did to Quawan, they murdered him. There's something about a change of plans. So I don't know what this distraction was that they did with him while he was still alive. They caused some kind of distraction. But there was a change of plans. And I think that Quawan realized it a little too late that this was whatever distraction they used to get him alone. He quickly realized that that's not why they wanted him alone. They murdered him. They murdered him over whatever this asset was. Okay, and I get he was tricked. I'm going to ask what the distraction. What did this male do to distract him? There was a distraction. What did they do to distract him or trick him? I don't... Okay, better than that. I'm going to go into this. What did they do to make it look like a suicide? How did they make it look like a suicide? That was me, you guys. Like I said, my hands are warming up, but they're tingly now. What did they do to make this look like a suicide? Okay, I get something about sadness and crying. So there was some kind of sadness and crying going on. So I believe this is over the whole situation. That he was sad. I think he was asking for help to get away from these people. But they were snakes. I think they had set in their mind what they were going to do. And I see them taking him. The roads mean traveling. I get snake. And I get them taking him. I know he was found in a field. Could the snake mean some kind of poison? Did they poison him? Some kind of poison. Because I'm getting snake venom. Usually snake tells me about somebody who's like, you know what, when you're called a snake, it's like you do things behind people's back for your own gain type thing. But I'm not getting that with the snake this time. I'm getting venom, which tells me poisoned. And they took him somewhere. So I don't believe he went to that field on his own. I think they took him there and dumped him there. I'm getting he was poisoned somehow. I'm getting he was poisoned and that they took him and dumped him in that field. I don't think he went to that field on his own, but I'm getting venom. I'm trying to tone in on this snake. And it might not be found in an autopsy. You see this trickster? It's also the perpetrator. I believe it's a female. There's something toxic that they gave him. That's how they're making this look like a suicide somehow. So I don't know how he died, I'm not seeing any physical, like abuse. I would get the abuse card. I would get violence card. I would get the shot card. I'm not getting that they used something like a gun or a knife. I'm getting toxic, poison, venom, okay? That's how I got to the toxic. It shows me snake venom, something toxic, something like that they gave him and then dumped him in this field. I think he was still alive. when they dumped him in the field. So whatever this is that they gave him, it could have immobilized him, like so he couldn't move. I don't know what. I've heard of this drug where oh, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't figure it out. Something that he was almost like paralyzed, couldn't move. Yeah, they gave him something and threw him in this field. Because I see them traveling with him. The roads tell me about traveling. They gave him something toxic and threw him in this field. Made sure that he couldn't get, or nobody could hear him if he could scream. But I don't think he could. I think I think he was like immobilized somehow. So I don't know what drug that they could give him. I don't know if there was some toxicology done on him, but they gave him something. They gave him something. It's this trickster, this female. And she's connected to this male child. Oh my gosh, that's sad. So that's what I have, you guys. That's what I have. They're covering things up and keeping things hidden from people. Okay, they're lying about what happened. So I believe that Quawan was with them. I think this male caused a distraction to get him alone. But then I see him being taken somewhere. So some kind of distraction to get Quawan to go with them. But there's a connection between this male and this female. So I don't know if this is this male's girlfriend. But there's a connection here. And there's a connection with this male causing a distraction. But you're going to find that they gave him something and then dumped him in that field. They murdered him. Change of plans. So I don't know what is going on with this asset thing, but I feel that's what it was over. And they had this male and female had a change of plans. This female is the trickster. This female is the perpetrator. But they gave him something. Okay, so that's my read. I don't know if what they gave him would be found in an autopsy unless they were looking for it. So I would have them look for something that's not normally looked for, like cocaine and stuff like that. He's 15. I don't know what children get into nowadays. But I think this is something that's not going to show up easily in a tox. They don't usually screen for this. And this person knows it. So this person's pretty smart, like when it comes to stuff like this. But this female is involved with this male child and wanted to be free of whatever this was, these deep emotional things and things that they're trying to hide and things that they had a change of mind about. I don't know, but they are lying. This kid, and I'm saying a kid because a child tells me under 18, and Quawan was only 15, so I'm thinking this child was around his age. He caused this distraction. He's hiding things too and keeping things from people, and they're lying about it all. But I would check, have them check for stuff that's not something toxic that would almost like paralyze him. Because I feel he was still alive when they threw him in that field. I feel like I see them just throwing him. And they're trying to make it look like a suicide. And the angel card tells me, no, he didn't commit suicide. So if they're saying this is suicide, they're wrong. He did not. The angel tells me he didn't do that. They made it look like this. I believe it's this female that gave him this toxic, whatever this was. Tricked him. Murdered him. Okay, so that's my read, you guys, on Quawan Bobby Charles. That's what I am getting. That's what the cards are telling me. This is in my opinion only. But I would definitely have the coroner's check for a toxin that is normally not screened for. Because I believe he was given something and thrown in the field. I believe he was still alive. Because he was, like, crying. Okay. So that's my read. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Shows me a lot of support. Please hit the notification bell. And if you've liked this video, please hit that like button. Okay. And again, I will put the description in the description. I will put the link. Everybody's been asking for the link for the hoodies. There's pullover hoodies and there's zip-up hoodies. Okay. And it's the same link for both. Okay, so head on over there and check them out. They will be at this price, I believe, for the next week. And then they will be going up because the campaign will be done. Okay, so thank you again. And please, everybody, please stay safe and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye for now.